Hey everyone, and welcome back to Train Sim World 5. We are in Mürzzuschlag in the Austrian Alps, in this lovely Siemens Taurus, which we're going to take down to Wiener Neustadt near Vienna. We've got a bunch of passenger coaches behind us, and it is pretty much time to go. So I'm going to close those doors. Now, these trains are famous for sounding amazing when they start up, so I have got the windows open. And we're going to have a lovely little listen. Right. Put that amount of throttle in and should be going any second. Yeah, that's quite brilliant, isn't it? That is quite a brilliant noise. They, I think, are often described as like singing trains because it sounds quite musical. It really does. So yeah, I've got the safety systems on because I like to do things that way, but it has meant a few failed attempts at recording this because, yeah, I'm still getting to grips with like German, Austrian, Swiss signaling and safety systems. But yeah, we've got we're in the monitoring mode now, like that happens when the train first starts up. So that's why we're staying at 40 kilometers an hour. We're not allowed above 45, just for a little bit. And I've got the speed set on as well, which will make sure that we do not go any faster than I let the train go. So yeah, I also have Zephyr on, which is the vigilance system. Alright, we can now accelerate past 45, so I'm going to let us go up to 75 because the limit's 80. Always good to leave a bit of wiggle room. But yeah, this route is the Semmeringbahn route. So it goes via Semmering, which is, you know, in the middle of the I almost said French Alps, that is the wrong country, Fiona. In the middle of the why are we slowing down? Why are we slowing down? What? There we go. I don't know what happened. The throttle decided it didn't want to work anymore, but we're back on the move again. Yeah, it's meant to be a very, very beautiful route through the Alps. So yeah, it should be good fun. Should hopefully be good fun indeed. I'll just show you the map actually. So we've left Mürzzuschlag and we basically go up and round all these wiggles and then kind of a more high-speed line down towards Wiener Neustadt. I do wish it went all the way to Vienna. Wiener Neustadt's not too far from Vienna. But hey, we get what we're given. Yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully one day the Dovetail gods will give us the route all the way to Vienna. That would be very lovely of them. But we shall see. We shall see indeed. But yeah, should be a lovely scenic route through the Alps. I mean, already, you know, already it's very, very nice scenery. Like, it's not bad, is it? It's not bad at all. Let's just get my mouse cursor out of the way, because I won't really need it much, I don't think. And kind of do most things just with my keyboard. But yeah, I have a feeling we'll be kind of stuck at some lower speeds until we're out of the mountains, and then we can get up a bit faster then. But yeah, it is direct all the way to Wiener Neustadt, no stops in between on this service. I believe this is a railjet service, so that's Austria's kind of more express brand. It goes from Graz which is in like kind of maybe like south central Austria, to Vienna Airport. But obviously we're only doing the bit that's included in the Train Sim World 5 route. Yeah, it is quite slow through here. I'm actually surprised at how slow it is. I would like to see it pick up, but I'm not all that confident of it happening. And obviously once we get further towards the mountains, this kind of speed will make sense. But yeah, yes, we are going up quite a steep gradient, 2.4%. Yes, hello, I am doing the Zifa, don't you worry. Just going to center the camera a bit better, there we go. Does look like we're next to quite a main road. We've got some bridges. You can see some snow on the tops of the mountains there. Even though it is the 1st of July today when I'm recording this, and I have the date in the game set to the 1st of July as well. Could have been fun to do it in the snow, but I prefer to like have my train sim sessions simulate a more accurate kind of climate, weather situation, if that makes sense. Got a random little station here. Of course, being in a railjet service, we are not going to be stopping at these shacks. God, look at the gradient increase here. We were down to like a 0.6%, but now we're back up to quite a steep 2% gradient. We gotta go up before we can come down, I guess. I think we'll be doing more downhill than uphill though, so yeah, we shall see. We shall see indeed. I can see why we've got an 80km/h limit on sharp turns like that one that we've just gone round. I guess there's not that much straight track between those sections. You know, if this were like a metro system or a tram, you'd be picking up more speed here. Although if it was a tram, the odds of you going higher than 80km/h, it's not very likely. I can't think of any tram systems in the UK that go faster than that. I know Manchester Metrolink goes 50 miles an hour, which is 80km/h. Nottingham trams, I think, do 70km/h, about 43 miles an hour. I think Sheffield Supertram, I think the max that does is 40 miles an hour. So yeah. But yeah, in theory, like, you would be able to accelerate and brake in a shorter distance than this big, chunky, loco-hauled train can do. You know, this thing is long. It's also quite interesting because I have, when I was in Vienna, I suppose it was, I mean, I left a month ago today. Like, I came back to England on the 1st of June, but I was in Vienna at the end of May for a week. I went on many, many trains hauled by these Siemens Taurus locomotives, and I went on a couple of trains which had these, just going to get back in, make sure Zifa isn't going to shout at me. But yeah, I went on many services with these passenger carriages, but none that had both. I didn't go on anything that was pulled by a Siemens Taurus with those passenger coaches. Everything with the Siemens Taurus that I went on was double-decker, which was fun. I do like double-decker trains. I wish we had them in the UK, but there are just so many things that get in the way of that. So many things. It wouldn't be possible, so yeah. Oh, hello. We'll say hi. Use the horn. God, that is lag. Oh, look at that. We've got a 65 limit coming up. And here I thought the speed was going to increase. Oh dear. I suppose we're kind of getting more towards... Yeah, look, we're getting towards the wiggly bits. We're most of the way to the wiggles, as it were. Oh. Yeah, this game, as always, is a stuttering mess. It's unfortunate. It's a very good game in some ways. It's quite a shit game in some others. Not looking at you, conductor mode, except I am looking at conductor mode, because, yeah. Right, let's, oh. Crap. I pressed the wrong button, and the PZB has got me. Okay. Right. We will recover from this. Bear with. Okay, and we're back. Yeah. I did accidentally forget to press the PZB acknowledge button. I was, like, pressing the wrong keys on my keyboard, and it was a mess. But we've reset it, we're back on our way, everything is fine. Everything is definitely okay. Yeah, it can be a bit nerve-wracking driving German trains, having like a million different safety systems shouting at you. But oh well. Got a nice little tunnel here, under a mountain. Right, let's release ourselves from that 45 limit. God, it is dark in here. There we go, cab lights are on. Oh, look at that, we've driven 18.2 kilometers. I think in Germany, this is classed as a class 182. Also, I should get the headlights on. There we go. Just so I can see a bit better in the tunnel. Right, we are going to want to slow down to 40. Momentarily. Right, bring ourselves down. Oh, that's too far. Actually, no, we do want 35 because we have got to, we want to stay well below 40. Oh. Right, okay. Train sorting itself out, we're alright. A little bit temperamental, this. Not in terms of, like, the game doing anything wrong, just in terms of if I make one tiny little mistake, everything goes wrong. I don't know why. Oh, okay, I see why the speed limit here is so slow. We're going around a very, very tight left-hand corner. Can I put the headlights any brighter? Yeah, I can. I want that. I want to be able to see where I'm going. Oh, crap. Guys, I messed up again. I messed up again. Right, we're alright now. I fixed it. I fixed it indeed. But yeah. Got another little shack of a station right here. Yeah, like I said. Oh, yep, Zifa, thank you. Yeah, basically I didn't acknowledge the Zifa thing in time. Which, yeah, all too easy to do, unfortunately, in a video game when you're trying to record and commentate and stuff. So yeah. Oh, this is Semmering. It's the station that this line is named after. Also, ignore me moving around and stuff, you know, somewhat frequently. Essentially, it's very warm, and I'm a bit sweaty. And, yeah, it's a bit grim, but what you gonna do? What you gonna do, indeed. Thankfully, though, we shall shortly be able to increase our speed back up to 50, which isn't much, but hey, we're on a very much on like a mountain railway, so it's to be expected. Right. Oh no, that is the wrong button. Oh, we want 45 kilometers an hour on the AFB, the old speed set. Let the train take us up to there. God, that lighting transition from like from leaving to entering, from well, while you enter a tunnel, the lighting transitions in this game are just bad. Look at this as well. It's just not good. It's like it washes everything out, and now it's okay. But yeah, we are firmly in the beginning of the curves of the wiggles. Oh. I can only assume that there is... In fact, no, I can't only assume. I know for sure that there is now a large, like, base tunnel under this section of the mountains. I think when this route was... Like, I think when this route was set, it was under construction. But I think it is open now. Meaning that express trains don't have to go around these wiggles and can just kind of... Yeah, they can go express, I guess, between Graz and Vienna. Oh, yay! A speed increase to 60 coming up. How exciting. God, those screeching noises are unfortunate. But yeah, if we just take a minute to look at the scenery, that is stunning. That is absolutely stunning. Oh, hello. There's one of the boring EMUs that I was on about. That one will be stopping everywhere. Yeah, loads of weird lighting transitions. My God, look how steep that is. Wow. Yeah, this is brilliant. Oh my God, look at this. Hang on, I'm getting a screenshot. That's incredible. That might be the thumbnail. We'll see. We shall see indeed. Right, finally, we get a bit of a speed increase once the whole train's past this 60 mark, which is coming up at some point. I don't actually know where. Like, there seems to be very little indication, like, trackside that you can increase your speed. So I can only assume that that's just missing from the route, because that is unfortunately quite common in train sim with these developers. Oh, it looks like we've got an upcoming right-hand signal, maybe? It looked like it looked like a route indicator, I don't know. Once again, my knowledge of signalling in this part of Europe is not that extensive, although saying that, my knowledge of signalling in everywhere in Europe, apart from the UK, is not very extensive. I know that the UK doesn't have any, like, anywhere as mountainous as this, but can you imagine trying to, like, that is just gorgeous, wowee. Yeah, that's amazing. Can you imagine trying to build a railway like this in the UK, and especially trying to get it electrified? The opposition to that would just be immense, because the UK is full of NIMBYs. Very, very silly NIMBYs. Which I could rant about a lot. I probably have done in a previous video. God, the number of tunnels and viaducts. I think these days, building this in the UK would cost more than building HS2 does, at least like per mile. It's kind of, kind of insane. Just getting a railway through the Alps at all, whether it's going over and around the Alps or going underneath, whatever way you do it, it is bloody impressive. It is a feat of engineering. Imagine living here. Imagine this being your local station. How mental would that be? No idea what this station is. Let's find out. That is Breitenstein. Cool. Good to know. Oh, I feel the need to burp, but like, there's no... Yeah, I didn't burp. I just felt the urge to for some reason. Don't know what that was about. God, the snow-capped mountains. I miss the Alps. I miss the Alps. I've not been to the Alps in years. I want to go back to the Alps. I like the Alps a lot. I like skiing. Just look at that. That's so good. I mean, obviously, it's train sim, so it doesn't look as good as it does in real life. Nowhere close. Oh, wait! Wait, it's like peekaboo. Yeah, doesn't look anywhere close to as good as I'm sure it does in real life. But yeah, just... oh my god. I wish I had known that this was so close to Vienna when I was in Vienna, and I would have gone in real life and I would have made a video out of it, and then I wouldn't have to do a video about the route because I would have seen it in real life and it would have been better. My knee is itchy. And my legs are sweaty, and it is unpleasant, and it is too hot, and the heat should go away. That is Fiona's profound wisdom for today. Also, I'm hungry. But we have half an hour after this of this route, and we will strive through, and I will make food afterwards. I will have my dinner afterwards. And just for the avoidance of doubt, by dinner, I mean the final meal of the day. What some people may call tea or supper, no. It is dinner. I will not hear anything to the contrary. The meals that you eat in a day are breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I know I live in the north. I know a lot of people say tea up here, but I refuse. It's dinner. Now, if enough people make it this far in the video to hear this conversation I'm having with myself and the camera and the microphone, hello, then hopefully you will be outraged by what I have just said, although you will acknowledge that I'm correct, and you will leave a comment about how outraged you are, and that will boost the engagement on this video. Now, I do feel strongly that the final meal of the day is called dinner. That is not just for the video, not just for the engagement, but if that does happen to boost my engagement, so I'm going to sit up properly, if that does happen to boost my engagement, I will not be complaining. I will not be complaining in the slightest. Right, how far through the curves are we? Through the wiggles. Oh my god, we're halfway through the major ones, and then we've still got some after that. Goodness gracious me. God, imagine what it must have been like. You see this big fancy locomotive pulling some coaches. You look at your ticket, it says Railjet, and you know, okay, this is an express train. You get on board the train, and for half the journey, you're going 60 kilometers an hour around a bunch of curves. What a fucking express. Oh, I lied. Look at that. We've got a 70 limit coming up. How exciting. I need to look for some more thumbnail opportunities. I do not want to be restricted to just the one choice. I'm also going to have some water. I'm thirsty. Oh, hello, Zifa. Oh, hello. Look at that. We got another railjet. Right. Let's get ready for making a thumbnail with both of these in. Cool, right. I don't know if that'll have worked, but we shall see once I'm done, well, once I'm editing it, we shall see. Oh my god, we're actually on flat ground. Isn't that something? Rare moment. I tell you though, the great thing about most of the route being this speed is that, as happened when I messed up the Zifa and the PZB and stuff, and let's face it, the odds of that happening again, they're not low. It is not unlikely that I will screw up the safety systems again. The great thing is though, is that it takes so little time for the train to come to a stop and me to reset the safety systems and speed back up to where I was before. If I was doing 230 kilometers an hour, as this train can do, in fact I might say it up there, yeah look, VMAX 230 kilometers an hour. If I was doing that, I'd be losing like a minute and a half of time at least, maybe even 2 minutes, slowing down, resetting, speeding back up again. At 60 or 70, oh, speaking of 70, I can actually go up to that. At that speed, you barely lose any time at all. Doesn't mean the passengers aren't gonna look at you a bit funny and go, oh, what have you done there? But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, this is very wiggly. Feels almost unnecessarily wiggly. Wiggles for the sake of wiggles. Yeah, we are about halfway. In fact, we're over halfway in terms of time. we are well under halfway in terms of distance, because once we're out of the mountains, out of the wiggly bits, we get to go speedy. At least I assume we do. It would be weird if we didn't. But oh my god, yeah, those views. Again, it's Train Sim World, so the scenery looks a bit shit. But I just know that in real life, that would look absolutely incredible. Oh, look at that. Our 70km/h stint is going to be short-lived. We've got to go back down to 60. How disappointing is that? The only correct answer is very... very disappointing indeed. It's kind of mental how most tram systems in the UK can go at least the speed that we are currently doing in this express train. No fault of the train operators or Austria in general, it's just the Alps are there. Mountains happen to exist. Right, let's slow down for this this 60km/h limit. Oh yes, hello Zifa. Look, an actual speed board telling us to go down to 60. That is very useful. Shall I try and get a thumbnail? I don't see why not. Oh yes, look at that. That's amazing. Right. Another little station here. Train sounds so quiet when we're going on flat ground because it's not like electrically accelerating or braking, so the motors aren't really doing anything. As soon as we, you know, have to change our speed, it gets loud, but yeah. Let's look at the map, see how we're doing. Okay, look at that. We're most of the way through the Wiggles. Yeah, see, look, back downhill we're going, and suddenly the motors are being noisy again. We're also, or we were for a second there, facing like the exact opposite direction to Vienna, or to Wiener Neustadt, our destination. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, like, to get somewhere, sometimes you have to go back on yourself. That was more profound, except also, like, cringy profound than I was expecting it to be. I'll start speaking random words of wisdom in my YouTube videos. Oh, to get somewhere you must go one step back so you can go 2 steps forward. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to fill the silence. Well, silence apart from the occasional screeching sound of the wheels and the traction motors screaming. I don't know how to describe that sound. Whining? They're whining? They're just kind of going... But yeah. 20 minutes, supposedly, until we're at Wiener Neustadt. Now, because of my couple of fuck-ups, I can imagine that we might be a couple of minutes late. But still, like, I guess the closer we get in time, without gaining that much in distance, because, I mean, let's face it, we're not exactly going fast, we're not gaining much ground right now, the more excited I am about the high-speed section at the end of it. Obviously, the lack of I suppose not lack, but the change in how good the view is will be disappointing, of course. But also, I'm going to reduce the headlight brightness now, just because we are kind of getting closer to the end of the tunnels. Yeah, the drop off in how nice the view is will be disappointing, but being able to go fast will be nice. I will enjoy that. And it will be cool to drive a train at least somewhere near somewhere I've been on holiday. Again, I really wish I had done this route when I was in Vienna. But hey ho, it is what it is. It is what it is indeed. Also would have been expensive. You know, like Vienna to Bratislava alone is a lot. Like 18 euros or so. So this, which is maybe twice the distance from Vienna, I don't know, it would have been a whole lot more. Right, we can slightly increase our speed shortly. There we go. Let's keep it at 65. We don't want to risk overspeeding, which is why I'm not putting the AFB all the way up to the limit. We've been 30 kilometers away from Wiener Neustadt for ages, because we're just kind of going around in circles. Just like slowly reducing our elevation. It's a big downhill, like I don't know what our elevation is at any given point, but the change in elevation on this route is just insane. I'll try and research actually what it is, and yeah, try and put it in the video. Oh, look at this, an actual straight section. Look at that! We'll be able to go up to 80 again soon. How exciting is that? How exciting indeed. Another little viaduct here. I'm gonna sit up again. I keep, like, despite the sweat sticking me to my chair, I keep sliding a bit. And sorry for the, it's definitely not the nicest image in the world, like, my legs stuck to a chair because of sweat, so, yeah. Oh, look at this. Hang on. Crap. Yep, screenshot. Screenshot, that'll do. I always get really panicky about trying to get screenshots in time. We've got a few options for the thumbnail now, though, which is nice. Oh, I pressed F3, which has put my an FPS counter up. Although it's probably covered by my webcam, so you can't see it. But yeah, there is currently an FPS counter. This seems like a slightly more major station. I'll check on the map what it is in a second. There we go. Right. What station is this? Have I heard of it? Peierbach-Reichenau. Maybe I have. I'm not actually sure whether I've heard of it. But we can go up to slightly faster speed now, which is nice. I almost said faster speed yet this video, but we did get to go 80 kilometers an hour for a while we were leaving Mürzzuschlag. Very funny place name, that. Like, it's got the word Schlag in it. And I'm sure Schlag has some meaning in German, but it does just sound like the English word slag. So yeah, how are we doing for progress? Look at that, we're actually kind of going in the direction now with no major changes. We have some wiggles coming up, but we're almost out the low speed section. And then we can enjoy some high speed running to Wiener Neustadt. It's really interesting as well, actually. Place names in Austria, well, specifically Mürzzuschlag because of the whole Schlag thing, and also Wiener Neustadt, right? Small town, medium-sized town, I guess, not too far from Vienna, and the name of it just translates to something along the lines of Vienna New Town. Like, Vienna still exists. We're not calling it Old Vienna. It's nearby. There's no reason... Like, why is it just called, like, New Vienna? I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Oh, crap. I need to slow down. Okay, right. I think we're alright. I think I slowed down just in time for the safety systems to not kick in and bring me to a screeching halt again. Yeah, we're alright. We are alright indeed. That was a close call. That was a very close call, indeed. God, I am really hungry. What have I had today? I've had a snack bar for breakfast, which I know I should have more breakfast. I'm working on it. I'm very fussy. It's hard to find things that like work for me for breakfast long term. But I bought waffles today and maple syrup, and I'm gonna have waffles with maple syrup for breakfast tomorrow. So that should be nice, and it's more filling than a snack bar. And then I can have the snack bar as a snack at work. Had some noodles for lunch today, probably going to have the same tomorrow. And I know that I'm going to have some pasta for dinner today. Well, once again, it's called dinner. Not supper, not tea, dinner. Oh, I wonder what station this is. Let's find out. Schlagmühl. What a name, Schlagmühl. How are we doing for, Oh my god, it's the final wiggle. It's the final wiggle before we join... I guess that's the, Yeah, I guess that would have been, like, that line that we're going to join. Maybe that's the under construction high-speed route. Yeah, look at that, 150. It's not exactly high-speed 150, but it is higher speed. It is certainly higher speed. Hopefully we can do faster than 150. I don't know. We shall see. But yeah, just gotta wait for the back of the train to get past that 80 board. Which is... Anytime. Anytime now. Come on. Now. There we go. Right. Here we go. We're gonna join the high-speed line. We're officially kind of out of the mountainous bit. I mean, we're still somewhat surrounded by mountains, but we're in a consistent flat area. I think we're at like a similar elevation now to Wiener Neustadt. But yeah, here we go, look, high speed line. Finally. Once the back of the train is passed, I'm going to whack that AFB up to 150. There we go. 145 specifically. And off we go. Yes, here we go. Some proper speed now. I don't know what that SG on the dashboard means. I've got no idea. Okay, it's gone now anyway. Not gonna worry about it. Okay, so we've got 10 minutes to do 26 kilometers. We can, like, we'll be slightly late if we stick at that speed all the way to Wiener Neustadt, which, you know, makes sense because of the couple of mess-ups we had. Also, this shows a complete and utter difference in how, like, safety around railway lines is handled in the UK versus, like, most of the rest of the world. That road next to us, there's no barrier between the road and the railway line. You could just walk onto the railway line from that road or drive on. Nothing is stopping you, apart from, like, you know, common sense and stuff. But lots of people don't have that, so that's not a guarantee. But yeah, like, nothing is stopping you. Whereas in the UK, every single bit of railway, pretty much, has a fence on either side. So, oh look, we get to do 160, hooray. Yeah, in a lot of places it's obscured by plants or whatever, or, you know, trees, shrubbery, whatever. But pretty much everywhere in the UK, there is going to be a boundary fence on either side of the railway. If you are on one side of that fence, you are not trespassing on the railway. If you are within that fence, you are trespassing on the railway. It's just so very clear. Whereas with this, look, there's just that random path, and there's 2 meters between that path and the railway. And nothing apart from common sense is stopping you from walking onto the railway, trespassing, getting hit by a train. France is the same. You know, you see these, like, I've seen a picture before of just a busy road with a pavement on it, and a meter away from the pavement, boom, there's a TGV train, you know, travelling down the railway. Anyone could just walk off the pavement onto the railway line. So yeah. Right, we can slightly increase our speed again very shortly. There we go. Lovely stuff. Oh, we've got another train coming the other way. It's just a 4024. An ÖBB Talent. Or I suppose, no, it's a Bombardier Talent, isn't it? It's an ÖBB 4024. It's a Bombardier Talent. Of course, the Talents are very common throughout Austria. I think especially Eastern Austria, as we're in now. They're on a lot of the suburban Vienna services. Whereas the Talent 2 is like the most common train that you'll find in Germany. Oh, look, right behind that Talent, we've got... Oh, it's a freight train. 2 Siemens Tauruses pulling a load of red, pink, and orange containers. Very interesting. You know what, I'm curious. What taillight arrangement do we have set up at the back of the train? Because it is just passenger coaches. Oh, okay, cool. They're built in. Yeah. Yeah, I've sat in these coaches, or similar ones actually. These ones appear to have like booth seating with just a corridor down like one side. The ones I was in had a more conventional like 2+2 on each side of an aisle setup. Yeah, look, this is a very flat land now. It's kind of amazing, the contrast. You come out of the Austrian Alps, and boom, suddenly you're in... It's not perfectly flat, it's not like South Florida levels of flat. But it is just, you know, there's barely any hills. It's really interesting, just the, oh bloody hell. The contrast and how quickly it changes. Right. Whatever station this is, I've almost certainly heard of it from my time in Vienna. Neunkirchen. Maybe. I must have. I don't know. I must have heard it at least once when I was in Vienna. Wiener Neustadt, of course I know, because that gets like, that's like a terminus for a lot of regional services from Vienna. Ooh. I wonder if we'll go through Baden. There's a town called Baden. I think it is south of Wiener Neustadt. And it is the terminus of the Badenerbahn, which is a tram train that runs between Vienna and Baden. So it'd be really interesting if we went through that. I'll definitely keep an eye out. Now, one thing that I'm quite sure of is that the Badenerbahn vehicles are probably not going to be present in the game, because Dovetail Games would not go to that much effort, I don't think. But yeah, it'll be really interesting to see if they're here. I rode the Badenerbahn a little bit, but just kind of to the Vienna city limits, which don't go anywhere near Wiener Neustadt, especially not as far as Baden. I'm gonna have a quick look on the map, see if I can, can't really see stations actually. I'll do some Googling, I'll find out, I'll try and find out if the Badenerbahn uses, like, any of this route that is in Train Sim World. But yeah, supposedly, 2.5 minutes until we get to Wiener Neustadt. Obviously that is not going to happen because of our mishap. Right, what station is this? Let's find out. Let's do some finding out. Saint Egiden. No idea. Absolutely no idea. But yeah, we should be at Wiener Neustadt by 11:30 in game time, so in the next few minutes. I will have to start thinking about slowing down once we get to about, say like 2 kilometers out we should be. Unless the game starts slowing us down before then. We shall see. You know, is it curvy on the approach? A little bit, but we'll probably already be slowing down by then anyway. So I don't know. But yeah, we'll try and nail the approach into Wiener Neustadt. God, this is very long and straight. This is just such a complete contrast to what we were doing half an hour ago. Kinda mental. Well, I am a bit tired. Oh yeah, look at that. We have a, well, I say that, we've got a speed decrease down to 150, but it is literally 1 kilometer, or 1.2 kilometers before the station, by which point we will already be doing significantly less than 150. So yeah, we are well and truly kind of getting close to Wiener Neustadt. Which does make me think that we're not going to see Baden, because I know that Baden is more than 4 kilometers from Wiener Neustadt. And yeah, the station has appeared on the minimap. It has appeared indeed. Oh, hang on. I accidentally pressed AFB down instead of like acknowledging Zifa. Oh, I think I need to acknowledge something here. Okay, it's that one. That one's acknowledged. Okay, cool. I can't remember the word. God, it says it so many times. Right. Let's start slowing down. Because we are 2 kilometers out. Oh yes, hello Zifa. Why does it keep saying Zugbeeinflussung? I only pressed them like a couple of times. Right. Let me turn off AFB. Oh my god, the lag. Right. Crap. And... oh crap, I messed up. I've messed this up massively. Oh my god. Okay. Right. God, yeah, everything kind of happened at once. Oops. Oh, we almost made it into the station. At least we didn't go through it. Also, bloody hell, Wiener Neustadt station is huge. Right. You're in full service. Yeah, that's emergency brake. Right, how do I do this? Do I... okay, cool, right. We can go now. God, it's just going to keep saying that. I'm sorry about this, folks. Why does it keep saying Zugbeeinflussung? God, if I was a real driver, I would have just lost my job for that. I would have definitely just lost my job. Right. I'm definitely gonna turn the game audio down for this bit, because it's incredibly annoying for me, the constant Zugbeeinflussung thing. I can imagine it wouldn't be pleasant for you at home. I don't know what? What's it on about? Oh, I didn't acknowledge that. Am I fully on the platform? No. Why would I release the doors? No. We're not on the platform. I'm gonna keep going. Right. Finally. Finally, we have done it. Yeah. I need to get a bit more to grips with the safety systems, but it is what it is. We have made it. Not on time, not without incident, but we've made it. Welcome to Wiener Neustadt. Bloody hell, this station is massive. At least for a town this size. Like, Wiener Neustadt, it's not tiny, but it's not a big place. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. Sorry about the mess-ups. It wouldn't be a Fiona playing train sim video without something going wrong. That is what I always say. So yeah. Thanks! Let's close the doors. And let's look at our score. Hopefully we still got platinum. I mean, I don't deserve to get platinum, but hopefully I did. So we'll see. Yep, I still got platinum. Incredible stuff. Got a lot of points for using the safety systems. That's part of why I do it, but yeah. Cool. That was fun. Yeah. Let's get out of here and do a proper outro. Close that door. Nope, that's the tracks. Don't do that. Right. Yes, that'll be it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you around. Bye!